Any other projects other than podcast and I believe actively on Twitter, other than trading, podcast, and this thing? Are you working on any other tools and other venues or something?
No, not
Nothing.
really. Nah. Just doing the podcast and a little bit of like YouTube videos, tutorials, like how-to things, but not really working too much, not doing much else. I don't know. Kind of looking at like this the crypto culture magazine and seeing about like writing articles for them and stuff and I don't know, other
You write,
things.
you write on, do you write on Medium or something?
Hmm?
Have you, yeah, do you write on Medium?
No, I use Steam. I used to use Medium way back in the way back like 2016, but in 2017 I started using Steam it. I should probably just start writing half of my stuff on Medium and then having the link at the bottom like if you want to finish this article, click here and it takes them to Steam it.
No, actually, they have this thing, right, where you can earn money. If you, I believe that you have to pay for that, like $5 a month. But I believe if you have a Stripe account, they pay you out. They pay well. I saw a couple of people they're posting how they earn few $1,000 per month and stuff. Really?
Oh, all right. Well, I'll have to look into it. Oh, hey, how goes it, everybody? We're live and we're streaming with strangers. Today's stranger is Shrek. Shek. How do you say
Shaq.
your? It's on Twitter. Your
Uh,
Twitter handle.
yeah, Shaqs.
So, where are you calling in from today, bro? Bro, how goes it?
I'm from India. I'm calling from Saudi Arabia right now. Actually, I'm working here as a mechanical engineer. So yeah,
Mechanical engineer. Where at? Like doing what?
yeah. I work as a petrochemical industry as a mechanical engineer.
Whoa. All right,
So
cool.
yeah, quite a big drift from the crypto to this.
So, did you get
Actually,
into mining or anything?
no, actually, I came into crypto because of trading because I was trading equity before, so that was the common link. So when I found crypto, it just made so much more sense. So that's how I ended up coming into crypto, trading
When
crypto, stuff like that.
when did you get into this space? What exchange did you start trading on?
I think this is the first one and the only one till date is Binance. I just didn't want to have like multiple like exchanges just for the heck of it. So it didn't make sense. I came in Binance and I'm still in Binance. It was maybe I think it's June last year, mid
Yeah.
last year.
I think I made a
Yeah.
video on like the first week Binance came out with their Android app, and I was just so impressed by how easy the user interface was, and the experience was just so like I don't know, it was like exactly what you would want from a legacy marketplace. It was really convenient.
The thing is, I heard Binance about it a lot during the IOTA thing. I don't know whether you remember last year. There was a time when IOTA was banned from all the US exchanges for some reason. And all of a sudden, the only other exchange outside US, or at least the biggest one, was Binance. So that was the time when the Binance was all over the place.
You
If
know
you
what
come
caught my
online,
attention?
or
They were talking about the trading fees, and if you were using BNB to do your trading fees, you were eligible to win Lamborghinis and shit. So I was like, okay, well, I'm trading shit coins anyway. I'll just trade shit coins paired to BNB. Fuck it, and I'll try to win a Lambo. Like that was like the coolest thing any exchange has ever really done. It sounds so BitConnect, so scammy, but it was like crazy. Like this legit exchange that's still here today kind of got me excited because of like those marketing stunts. They partnered with other coins too. If you wanted to trade
exactly.
IOTA, they would give you extra entries to win the Lamborghini because you were trading IOTA and then using BNB as the trading fee. So it was like, all right, Binance, I see what you're up to.
No, really, I can say without a doubt, Binance marketing team, they are one hell of a team, really.
Hell of a team, and the product too
Yeah,
behind it. Like I said, it had like all the flash and flare of something that would scare you away, but it was legit. It was on the table. It was there, and it just had such a
uh,
great experience.
see, personally for me, the basic version was not that like I was not very impressed, but when they came with the advanced version, it just blew me away. They just nailed it with the advanced view of the whole thing, right? Previously, they used to have the simple version, and that like I came from equity point of view, so it was like something new to me. But once they would launch the advanced version, they just nailed it for me.
I
So I
think they
haven't
did it in the
started.
right order, though, right? For the new people getting into kind of day trading, because 80 to 90% of the people trading cryptos were like, new to trading in general, right? So I think they
Exactly,
nailed it with
exactly.
that, like, very simple, what is it? Small moving average and the AM, whatever the other simple ones are. There's just like the
Yeah.
yeah, so like until they needed to get into the advanced settings, why throw it out there? It would have just confused the shit out of people even more. You know what I wish they had though? The troll
What?
box, Poloniex. Before Binance, Poloniex used to have a troll box where you could just chat to everybody that was using the exchange. It was a fucking
Wow.
cesspool, bro. It was fun.
So is it like you can talk to the person who's trading the same pair, or just everyone?
You can talk to everybody.
How
Everybody.
how do you keep the conversation? Let's say 1,000 people chat.
You can
Maybe
start to
like,
block people that you don't care about and try to just filter out people you want to see, and it was an experience. I wish they would bring that back. I don't know, I think a lot of us remember the troll box, but it'll be forgotten before it's too long. That's why I mention and reminisce. So you got in how
oh,
long ago? About a year or two ago, 2017.
yeah, 2000, no, last year, nothing more. Somewhere mid the last year, and so what happened was, no, it was in the beginning of 2018. I think so. The Genesis mining thing was kind of one of the things that I tried on the side. I think so. I spent like $300 on that, but I should have just bought the Bitcoin rather than exactly.
Yes,
So yeah, but it
sir.
was experience.
But it's an
It was
experience,
experience.
right? Yes.
Yeah, exactly. It was experience. It was fun. And so, yeah, Bitcoin, that's where the virus spread. But for me, honestly, how do I say? I believe I mean, it was such an obvious pump last in 2017 end, but I don't know, man. It just felt like it'll never stop. The media and stuff, it just makes people go up and up and up. But it's good. I think so now the people remaining in the market are some of the like people who truly believe in this, or you can say, I think a lot of build is happening right now. So that's where I
Oh,
come in. So
exactly, right?
what I want to say is like presently because of all the losses that I had, because of I had such a lack of tools. Like for example, the place that I work in, I'm not able to take my mobile with me to work. It's a restricted place, and I'm not allowed to take my mobile. So what happens is a lot of times I place an order to sell, and when I come back later, it just I lose the trade and I'm already in the red. And then you have this thing, it will come up, but then it never comes up. So it happened a lot of times. I just felt like there need to be a lot of tools, and that's when I started doing this research into things like 3 comma and other tools and stuff, which which lets you place on all the tools and trades. But I still don't feel that there's enough tools. That's why recently I think so. This thing was a trading room app. That's one of the best tools recently that has come for people like who are into trading and stuff. So yeah, I think so a lot of build is happening. And between this time, I tried to build a fun app. I just shared the link on the Twitter to you. If you can check it out, it's fun. Actually, what happened was there was a time when I bought, I believe, Binance at 9 point some dollars or something. It fell to almost like $6, and I was like a bit upset about that. But then I had a simple question: what if I didn't buy Binance and I would have bought, let's say, BTC or something? What would happen? Where would the market be since then? So just to kind of play around with that, I just created a simple app called cryptoholding.in. If you can just check on your DMs, I have just shared the link with you.
Is that on
So
Twitter?
exactly on Twitter
So
on DMs.
basically, it's sort of like hypothetical trades, right? I could have.
No, you just tell the coin's name and you tell the price, and it'll tell you how much has the market changed since that price was last reached. So if you can just check it out, you'll understand. It's quite straightforward. Just hardly like 2 clicks and that's it.
All right, so we're here. Coin's name. We're gonna go Spank Chain, and what do we do? The
Price.
price. Let's do
Price,
420.
that was the price that you purchased. So just press
Nope.
find.
I don't think it was ever 420. All right, so let's do 20
Definitely.
cents. There we go.
So now what it says is what was the date last time it Spank was at point 20 cents, and what was the price of other coins at that time. So you can see the one column where you can see all the coins, what was their price when Spank was $0.2, and how much has all of them changed since that time. So you can compare your holding with every other coin.
Oh, so I would have lost 50, I would have lost 59% if I would have went into Bitcoin instead of Spank.
Something like that. Since that time, this is still in bit. I'm still working on trying to refine. And
I would have went up 80% if I would have gotten into EOS as opposed to Spank at 20 cents. So this is pretty cool tool to, like, you know, kind of play around with, because when people write down their trades and you know, start to play around with their history of their trades in their books, they could go back and kind of compare the move that they made to another move they should have made and kind of learn from that mistake, go back to the markets and kind of reevaluate why they made a decision. That's pretty interesting, man. Why? So what made you really, like, put this all together? Was it more for yourself or was it for others?
So there are two things actually. There were a couple of questions that I had in my mind. So the first question I had was, what if I would have not invested in this and I would have invested in something else? You know, what if, you know, where would I be in that? Because if you see all the coin market cap and all of this like sites, what they do is they just say, okay, it's changed so much, it has went up so much, it went down so much, but that has nothing to do with you. Like, you own some coin at some price, and what you really want to know is where, how much has that changed compared to what you hold. So if I'm losing 10% and the market is losing 20%, I just want to know about my holding, you know, how much I'm losing. I don't care about, or since when I'm holding, because I might be buying at a different price than what it is showing me on the coin market cap and stuff. So it's very confusing. Whereas in this case, what you can do is, let's say you bought Ethereum at 150, you can go any time and check how much has the price changed since Ethereum was 150 for all the coins. So it works both ways. For example, let me give an example of Bitcoin. So let's say you have a coin that has fallen far greater in terms of percentage compared to Bitcoin. What that really means is it can go up also equally fast. You get my point? So you can look at some coins which you can buy more of. For example, let's say if Bitcoin has fallen 10%, but Ethereum fall, let's say 30%. So what that means is right now you can get 20% more Ethereum. So if people, there are a lot of people who are looking to increase the amount of Ethereum or Bitcoin and stuff like that, they can get a real perspective about, you know, is this a better time to buy Bitcoin or Ethereum compared to, you know, the previous time? You get the idea there?
Yeah, man. I'm checking out the site right now. That's pretty cool. So where are you calling in from again?
I'm calling from Saudi Arabia.
Arabia?
Really?
What's the atmosphere around cryptocurrencies where you're at? Yeah, it's illegal, right? That's what I thought.
I'm not sure about. Basically, there's no place here that, you know, they talk about this. So it's like most of the talk which I see is mostly among people peer to peer, but there's no activity as such happening. Dubai, however, is much more buzzing in this matter. Like, for example, what I understand.
Oh yeah, they have conferences there all the time.
And they have these coins also, right? Dubai coin, Arab blockchain, stuff like that. They're quite active in those things. But I think so it'll catch up. It's just a lot of, let's say, this is not a priority right now. It'll come maybe soon, but right now there's very less trading community right now here. Actually, I'm from India, so I'm just, you know, like here on a working permit and stuff like that.
So there's really like no local meetups or anything where you can go, or any local like Bitcoin ATMs or anything. So how do you get your hands on crypto? What's like your means of getting it?
I have a friend who's outside Saudi, so I wire him the cash and he buys it for me. But I did purchase some coin from one exchange in Dubai. It's called BitOasis. I don't know whether you know that. It's a small exchange in Dubai. And I used to purchase it from there, but they used to charge like crazy on my debit card. So I just stopped it. And, you know, I used to ask my friend who's abroad in UK to just wire me some crypto. So he used to help me out on those things.
Yeah,
so
we have a lot of people in the U.S. complaining about how difficult it is, and we have like, you know, fucking Coinbase and Monarch Pay and every other. There's like 100 different ways for us to get Bitcoin, and people still complain that it's not easy. And here you are doing it peer to peer, but that's how it's meant to be. That's why Bitcoin is designed the way it's designed, is so you don't need any third party, centralized exchange to give you permission to buy. You can go, hey buddy, here's some money. Can you get me some Bitcoin? Save some for yourself. Send me the rest. But that's the importance of Bitcoin, the real use case of it, not to just make more fiat, which is really cool.
Right.
So do you just trade Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies right now?
So the thing is, right now I'm focusing more on building tools for trading rather than trading itself. Because I'll tell you what happened. So this tool which I just showed you right now, this is a pivot from a previous idea. So the original idea of crypto holding was very stupid, to be very honest. It was really shitty.
You got to break a few eggs to make an omelet, bro.
Yeah. So the thing is, initially I was trying to make a tool which will predict the price movement based on historical data. It was really shitty idea. It didn't work, and it was going south. So luckily, I had this, as I told you, I had this question which I came across when I had this issue with the Binance BNB token. So I ended up making something for answering those questions, something for fun, where people can go and which is unique. For example, on the crypto holding side, if you see, the last column is independent. You can actually type custom amount of days and see a change. Like in the last column, if you see the side, it doesn't have a fixed number of days. So for example, in BNB, you have like 1, 7, or 30. But in this, you can actually type 12 days, 14 days. It will tell you the change since that many days only. So you get the last column?
Yep, I see it right here. I just put in 365 days and I hit change. And yeah, you can see that the time has changed for like the years difference in price movements.
So you can change anything you want, but if you go to coin market cap or something, you have either choice of 1 day, 7 days, or 30 days, or like the big thing, So this is something I came up when I was making this. But what happened was, right now I'm working on creating a crypto screener. I know this is like hard to explain on phone because on the video conference because it's not live yet. But if you have ever used tools like Stock Fetcher or Finviz or any of those existing.
I'm not really a trader, man. I suck at it, dude. You know how I trade? I use Shapeshift. That's how I was trading. I wanted my keys. I used Binance here and there, but I never wanted to lose my keys if I was doing a big trade. I never felt comfortable putting any large amount of money on an exchange. So I would use something like Shapeshift or Changely and have them just, basically swap the tokens. I get my private keys right away.
But I believe those are quite costly, right?
They are, but you have to think I have two transaction fees and an exchange fee instead of just the exchange fee with Changely. If I send my Bitcoin to Binance, do an exchange, and then withdraw that token, there's 3 fees. So it kind of balances out. Plus, there's no risk of the exchange having my keys.
Yeah, but you cannot be that paranoid. At times, it's very hard to do.
Not now, but when I got into crypto, Ethereum just split from an Ethereum Classic forked, and there was friggin' like 50-60%, price movements every day. It was insanity.
Wow. And you just heard recently, I believe, one of the Cryptopia issues, right? So this thing's can happen anytime, man. Really. They are just good until they are good,
Yeah, exactly. Look at Quadriga. That was insane. $190 million worth of Bitcoin, and they were a legit exchange. They have a bank. They have lawyers. They have everything's on the books, but people are still screwed out of their Bitcoin. And that could happen to any exchange in a different scenario, regardless. The Quadriga is pretty unique in story, but any exchange could have a situation where you lose your funds. So I like to try to just do peer-to-peer. So if you wanted to sell some Ethereum and I was looking to buy some with Bitcoin, I would just rather trade with you than trade with Binance if I could. That was like a last means stitch effort, or like $100 just to play with some trades, and that's about like the most.
So you don't trade much, you mean?
No, I accumulate and I try to utilize. So if there's tokens that I have, I go to the platforms that they create it and I try to use them and see if there's any real value to it or not as an actual end user rather than a speculating investor. And then from there, I can kind of see if it's going to be worth anything. Like a lot of investors look at the red and green candles, but they're not really looking at the actual end result product as an end user. So that those red and green candles don't mean shit when the end user never brings any, use case to your platforms.
So when it comes to use case, which is your favorite token or coin? Let's say your favorite coin.
All right, so my favorite coin would be Steam, and my favorite token would be Spank from Spank Chain.
Okay. And why Steam?
Steam, it's just the platform. It's there. It works. It has a great potential. So far, it's been kind of abused by the whales, but when they see that they're suffocating their own cash cow, I think that whole tempo will change. There's building on top of Steam's blockchain besides Steam It, where you have the blogs and the vlogs. I play a trading card game called Steam Monsters, and it's built on top of the Steam blockchain, and it's all open source smart contract. You can look at everything when you buy a pack of cards. They're random. You can go and authenticate that it was random. You weren't given like a bogus, specific set of cards. You have a real chance of getting some rare ones, and I've actually gotten some cards that are worth like $800. That's because they're scarce, they're tokenized, and it's all just text file on the Steam blockchain, but their user interface displays it, in a really cool, Magic the Gathering kind of trading card experience.
I remember you were playing a game couple of, I think, weeks back. I asked you a couple of questions what it is, and you were complaining that every person is coming and asking the same question. What is this game?
I made a video on Steam Monsters, so you can definitely check out my YouTube list, and it's how to play Steam Monsters, and it just shows you, it's really easy to set up, and then you can just, we can battle each other, and you can gamble, kind of. I can bet you, $2 or $10 that I'll win, and you can bet me, and if you win, you get the money.
Cool. By the way, have you checked out something called Cent.co? Have you used it?
No.
Come on, bro. Seriously, check it out now.
What is it?
Cent.co.
Cent.co.
It's
installing virus, malware, sweeping your private keys. Oh my God, what's happening? No, I'm only kidding. It popped up with my MetaMask. So let's see. What is this?
So it's something like Steam, but it's having a bit more. I have seen a couple of days back. I really liked it. I don't know whether you hear this podcast. I think so. It's called Ethereum Hub, Ether Hub podcast. Do you hear that?
I think this is a hidden secret from me, man. This looks. I like the layout a lot. This is definitely feeding my ADD quench for content right here. There's 1,000 thumbnails being displayed. I love it.
No, you can earn money through this, by the way.
I'm seeing it. People have earned a couple cents and a couple dollars, and it looks like they're just posting as if they would on Twitter. It doesn't look like original content like blogging or vlogging or...
No, people basically give tasks. For example, I can assign a task and I can assign a reward. So I'll say $5, I want this thing to be done. And there are people who can apply for that and they'll get the reward. Just click on some of the things so you can understand it better, maybe.
So at McKee has earned $1,539.90.
Must have taken him a lifetime.
Wow.
It's not that, yeah. Do take some time to check it out, man. Really, you'll love it. I hope you love it. Because personally, for me, my favorite is Ethereum. So I do much more of research on Ethereum and Ethereum-related projects. And when you said Steam, I was thinking about this only. I used to go to Steam, but I had a little of tough time understanding the UI because there are a couple of things I posted. I didn't get anything. I was not understanding how the mechanics of the reward works. It was a little confusing in the beginning, and I just kind of, left it after some time. I don't know whether it...
I'm definitely going to check this out. Thanks, man. Yeah, that's really cool. I didn't know that they had a competition. Steam had competition, or Steam It had a competition in that space on Ethereum, because I thought, the cost of the transaction, the gas is not cheap, man. The post, it probably cost a couple cents just to write your post. So to break even, you're probably looking at hopefully getting 20 cents just so you can pay for the cost of posting on Ethereum, right?
No, what I understand right now is this: the team, they are, I believe, absorbing the transaction fees themselves, and they're working on the layer two solution themselves. So
So
they'll have a
off-chain posting. Cool, cool, cool.
not yet. The last podcast they were working on that, and that was the whole idea. And I'm not sure whether they have already implemented it. But anyway, it works. It's there from last almost a year and a half, I believe. And yeah, it looks cool. So just wanted to let you know about that.
So what other
So
platforms do you use? Do you use any platforms that you can earn crypto on besides this one?
I cannot think of anything that earns money. Not really, but I think so there's very few tools out there that I mean, I don't know exactly.
Have you ever
Not
played any
really.
blockchain games? There's a couple of cool blockchain video games out now, and I think most of them are kind of on Tron at the moment. They're kind of winning in the DApp game, but that's kind of because they acquired all the EOS and Ethereum developers that were laid off. So that's why Tron's got like, a massive jump of DApps right now, but they're pretty damn cool.
I'll tell you something about blockchain. What I have understood over the last year and a half. The thing is, let me just say why I personally prefer Ethereum versus Tron and all this. Because see, do you like EOS? Are you a fan of EOS?
I like the concept, but I don't like their execution.
Right. So the whole, I believe today also I saw something on Twitter where Vitalik and Justin was having a bit of an argument. I don't know whether you saw that. Why have you so obsessed about me or some gif regarding that? Did you check that thing?
No, I have to check it out. That's funny.
If you can check my feed, I retweeted it. You can see there directly. So what happened was like every day of some for some reason Justin used to be obsessed about Vitalik. So he just said, "Why are you so obsessed about me?" or something. It was really cool. So what I was saying is, the thing is, to me as an individual, what blockchain is all about is not about the transaction speed or the how much transaction you can do per second and stuff. Because if you think about that, internet was doing that just fine. What really, really makes blockchain or something new for me is the whole idea about decentralization and the way of like complete sense of resistance. You cannot control, you cannot stop. It's literally everyone has their own power in their own hands.
I
And
saw the custom Lambo that Justin's son posted, but I did not see Vitalik's response. That's fucking great. Uh it is, and he got more likes. Vitalik got more likes. That makes it even better. That makes it even better.
it's fun, man. Really, it's fun to see them fight on that. But I think he's really good with his replies. I mean, I'm a big fan of his gifs and replies and stuff like that.
Well, he's an original, crypto knot. Justin just like everyone kind of else, kind of just jumping into the community, and this Vitalik is one of the forefathers of crypto culture. You know what I mean? So when it comes to things like crypto Twitter, he's gonna fucking win every battle. I wouldn't even try to at him.
Right. I think so. The whole the place where I heard a lot about this was, I believe, because he was a part of the university started by Jack Ma, the Alibaba guy. He started some elite university where only the best of the best people will be there, and I believe Justin was part of that university or something. So that class. So that's how he got such a fame. They were telling, oh, he's gonna be integrating with Alibaba or something like that. That's the way all the hype came in.
Talking to the
What
chat. How
happened?
goes it, Danny? Danny Sessom from the Crypto Show. How goes it, bro? Thanks for tuning in, man. Much appreciated. Hey, guys, don't forget to share this. Streaming with Strangers. There's a link on my Twitter. It's pinned. Everybody and anybody can schedule time to come on the podcast. That's how I met my bro. Shek, right? At SHEKK. I think
Yes.
that's S. All right, there you go. There's an S at the end of that one.
All
So,
right.
so,
Yeah.
so, kind of going back to trading, what are some of your favorite coins that you used to trade, and what caught your attention with them?
Uh, so the way I used to trade was purely I came from equity, right? So what happened was I used to use TradingView for my trading purposes, and I have some of my custom indicators which I have made for my own personal use. So they have this, let's say, how do I say this? I use purely my tool which I have created myself on TradingView for making my decision. So there's nothing like how I choose and stuff. There's nothing. I just go one by one each chart and just look for something interesting and then go ahead and make the trade. And that is where I started feeling a big gap. I'll tell you the thing that did you check out the site called TradePlan.io that I have put up in my bio, the one which I sent you?
Let's see.
Okay,
Trade
so which
plan. Yep, I got it up.
Okay, so which technical indicators do you use?
I
for trading?
I don't use them. The technical indicator. All right, so hold on. The technical. I gotta close this thing. So the technical indicators that I use are I hop up in a project's Discord. I hop up in their Slack, their Telegram, everything that I can, and I start grilling and I start listening. I'm like a fly on the wall. And those are my indicators. I kind of go off of that. And I've seen a lot of red and green candles reflect the chaos or the actual productivity of these group chats where you see these open source dev team meetings, Ethereum, Dash. A lot of these companies and projects hold open public updates with all the developers, and if you see them arguing and they're all not being able to work on some problem for months, you can kind of predict a red candle, or if they're solving a lot of problems, you can predict a green one. So I actually never really got too much into the technical analysis of crypto, and I got more into like the DNA of it, and I got like kind of ubiquitous with the projects.
Right, that's called the fundamental analysis. So you are a fundamental analysis guy.
That's the one. I'm sticking with that. Yeah, I do FA, not TA.
Right. So I'll tell you the thing that the trade plan is all about. So I'll tell you, it's actually two things. Okay. I know this will be a bit long, so just bear with me. So how do you know? Okay, so you don't trade, so that's a bit hard for me to explain. So assume if you were trading, it's always more convenient to trade on your mobile phone, right? You don't have to sit in front of the screen all day and just keep looking at charts and stuff like that. So that's why I started looking into creating a screener. Right? So I'll give you a simple example of a screener. If you're a trader, you would look at things like change in the volume or change in the price or change in some of the other indicators. There are many of them, like moving average, as you said, a couple of MACD and stuff. But the thing is, you cannot keep them in front of your eyes all the time. You need to have some tool which is scanning it 24/7 and finding, the right thing, what you need at just that moment. So that's what a screener does. I don't know whether I can share the screen with you, because if I could, I would show you a couple of things.
You should be able to. So on your Zoom screen, down at the bottom, it should say share with a folder with an arrow pointing up. It's in the middle, and then it will say desktop display. Just hit start, and you should be able to share your desktop. Just make sure you don't have any naked photos or private keys exposed, okay?
No, I'll take care of that. Okay. So
yeah, put that Hello Kitty wallpaper up, all right?
Yeah, I'll do that. Just give me 1 second. Okay. So how do I do that? Can you go again one more time?
Yeah, so on the computer down at the bottom, you'll see share screen, share button. And if you click share, you'll get an option to share your desktop.
Okay.
There you go.
Awesome. Okay. So this is okay. So yeah. So I was telling you about the custom indicator that I have made for myself, right? So this is what it does. For example, if I am, one second, you need to go here. Okay. So if I'm going for, let's say, 4-hour candlestick, so it tells me here exactly that you have something coming up, you need to buy, right? Or it tells you somewhere here you need to just get out. Here I didn't get much time to get out, but the whole idea of the purpose of the way to create the whole indicator is to give me this early warning stuff. Like, for example, here I got a green. I got a green here, which is telling me it's going to go up, or be ready for going up or something like that. And here, it's the red. So this is basically how I do the trading. And what screener will do for me, or what the tool that I'm making right now, what that will do is instead of having to manually check this one by one, going through each and every single chart, I would rather just have a screener run in the background, and when it finds something that exactly as per my need, for example, if I am looking for some coin whose this indicator RSI indicator is increasing, at the same time this is also increasing, at the same time this is green. So I have put three conditions, right? So when all the three conditions are fulfilled, only then let me know which coin those are, right? So that would save me so much headache, so much time on front of the screen.
So you can
I can
set three specific results that would trigger one alert instead of waiting for different alerts and setting three different alerts.
No, that's not a point. The thing is, I'm not even going to set the alert for a specific coin. It's going to be for all coins. So that, think of it like it will tell me, hey, these three conditions are fulfilled by, let's say, Steam coin on this
Oh
exchange.
shit, that is awesome. So you don't even have to look at each individual coin. You just find the ones that are meeting your preferred sweet spots.
Exactly.
Huh.
Just let me give you a simple example. Let's say, for example,
It's pretty
you're a
interesting.
trader. It's very,
Now that
very
I kind of get it, that's pretty interesting.
Yeah. So, like, for example, in this case, you see this thing here, the volume just went up like 5 times within a day. So, if you're a trader and you are looking for you can write a query saying, find me coins whose volume has jumped 20 times in just 1 hour. And what it does is it keeps looking for all the coins every 1 2 minutes, 5 minutes. And the moment something fulfills that requirement, like there's one coin whose volume just spiked off the roof just the last 1 hour. So it will immediately come as a notification to, hey, this coin has gone up. And the beautiful part is you set the requirements. It's not pre-made. You are the one who's, telling the duration, the amount of time it has to rise before you get the alert. So it's purely in your hands. That's what's different. Like, for example, there are a couple of tools out there where they give you like oversold or overbought. Like,
I was going to say, what's the difference between this and TradingView or Coin Alert or any of those other tracking trading tools?
See, I'll give you a simple example. If you go to TradingView screener, because see, I have my own thing made up here, which is not helping me a lot. So I'll give you a simple example. Here, if I go to the filters, right? For example, here, I have used, let's say, for example, Bollinger Band, right? Now, the Bollinger Band is 20. Just to give an idea, this is I should be able to change this. I should be able to make it 21, 22, 25. It doesn't have to be 20. You get my point? This makes it's very rigid. I cannot play around. For example, if you go for the Bollinger Band indicators, like, for example, BB. So if I go for the Bollinger Band, I should be able to change all these values and play around. Do you get my point? I should be able to screen my coins by changing the length, by changing the source, by changing the deviation. Whereas if you go for this particular type of filter, the two things. One is they don't have mobile, so you'll get emails on emails on emails. That's not what I like. I don't know. I don't even think so. There's an email. I'm not exactly sure. But the point is, you have to come to the web to find this. What I'm trying to do is, you'll get the alert on your mobile as a notification. So you just don't need to be nearby your entire PC itself. You can just get the alert on the app, and then you just go to the trading app and just make your decision, make your plan, stuff like that. So it's completely different. Trust me, brother.
So can you walk me through how to set up the parameters that would set off a good buy indication?
So I'll tell you something. Right now, the app is not ready. So I'll be honest with you. That's the whole idea behind having a landing page and, people come in and stuff. But as we are talking, I'll give you a simple trick that I have, you can back test it and check it out. And I believe a few days back, I discussed that indication with one of the other person on Twitter, and I believe they appreciate it. So I'll give you a simple idea. Like, for example, what you can do is you can go to the indicators. If you can do it parallelly, it will be really cool. I can just share the idea with you. Okay, so what you do is you go to the indicators. Okay, this is a simple trick for people who want to trade. So maybe your users who can use it. So you go to EMA, right?
Now, EMA, is that emerging market average?
No, it's exponential moving average.
Ah.
right? And what you do is you open two of these. My son is jumping. Some son is trying to jump into the conversation. Chai, sir.
Hopefully he's listening and catches on how to trade.
Yeah. So he comes with it. I don't know whether you can see him. Can you see him? No, right?
Yeah, how goes it? Oh, we can see him. He's in the view. Hi. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's looking at it like that is the ugliest coloring book ever.
Oh man, no, he doesn't understand anything. Anyway, so just give me 2 minutes. Can I just?
Oh, of course, of course.
1 second.
See, this is where I would have like a be right back thing, but I don't have my be right back thing set up. I should have that
Yeah,
set up.
You would see me wrestling with my son right now. That would be quite entertaining. That would be quite entertaining. Yeah, I'm back. Man, I just don't like it when he's crying. Oh shit! I have to make it up to him. Okay.
You have to give him some Bitcoin, man. Set him up a Lightning Network wallet.
Yeah, I'll try to put 1 Bitcoin in his tent. Yeah. So see the EMA. You have two EMAs here. What you do is you go to the format option here. Then you change the source to from close. What you do is you go for open, okay? And what you do is you go to style and you change the color to either red. You get it? Do you follow?
Yep.
Okay. So what happens here is when you do this, you will see what happened here. Did you see? It gives me a clear idea whether the trend is going up or down. It's much easy for me to understand. So if for example, look at here, right? Look at the downfall. So basically, what happens is the red one, when the red one is above the green one, it's more of a bearish thing. When the green one is above the red one, it's more of a bullish thing. So it's a very simple trick. It's not like for everything you have to have other indicators work with it. But this is one of those simpler, easy to understand, beginner type indicators that I always recommend people to use, because what they can do is they can just go around, play in different time zones. For example, if you go for 4 hours, this is for yours, right? I'll just show. See, you can see something here, something so beautiful here. See, so it's on a 4-hour candle, right? And this thing just worked well, right? It just went up and then it showed the whole. It followed up to the top.
So as the lines get tighter, you may be more inclined to put in a sell order, and as green gets a little higher than the red, you're good on the buy for at least that indicator.
Exactly, man. Genius. That's the what to say, the best way to go about it. Trying to understand the and also you have to take into consider the volume thing. I don't know whether like for example, if you see this volume dry up, so you understand that there's not much going to happen on the top side. So you should always look for this huge volume breakout, because normally when things start going up, they tend to go up for quite some time. Like if you're like for example on a 4-hour chart, if you see 1 or 2 candles go up and you see this huge explosion of volume, like you see, I don't know how much is the volume. It is like around 623. It went all the way about to 5 million. So you have this huge explosion. So those things kind of help you confirm the movement, whether it's going up or it's going down and stuff like that. But to be very honest, I cannot deny the scale of manipulation, man. Seriously, things like this is pure whale stuff. This is not natural. This is not organic.
Yeah, I was gonna say that everything looks normal all the way up until that cross where the green just nosedives, and then the red kind of spikes and then nosedives and follows. So it looks like, if you look at where all the lines cross with the volume incorporated into those signals, you have a good idea whether or not, you should hold on or kind of try to, hedge.
exactly. So things like this, it's more useful in coins like Bitcoin and some of the heavy hitters. Like for example, this crash, I think so. This was unanimous. All the coins fell at this time. This is one of those. I'll tell you, within an hour, it fell more than 7%, 7 or 8%. So this is something which nobody can predict. What normally people should do is they should have some kind of a trailing stop loss. So if the thing just starts breaking hell loose, you just need to get out. And I'm not sure if there are a lot of tools that provide trailing stop loss, but that's one of the tools that can protect you. Like if you see the same indicator, this is the fun part, okay? The same indicator, okay, on an hourly chart gave you exit. Get here? It told you to exit early on. So what you can do is you can take the entries based on a different time frame and look at the exit using maybe 2 hours, 1 hour, trying to keep it tight. If you're afraid of some kind of correction, you can come down. Like for example, this same indicator would have given you sell signal even on a 2 hour candle.
Man, I see some day traders using like 15-minute time frames and putting in trades, and I don't know how they do it. That's like way too fast paced for me, man.
No, the people. What I understand and what I've seen is people normally who do that, they tend to use leverage. So they are not looking for 5%, 6%, 10%. They're looking for 0.5% or 1%. They do normally like 10-time exposure or 20-time exposure. So what they do is they just they have this high level of confidence that that coin will go like 0.5% or 1% up. And they just take 10% leverage, and that 1% becomes 10%.
So faster trades look for less gains. Longer trades look for longer gains.
No, they can make a lot of gains even in shorter term. But the only thing is they're risking more of their money by exposure.
Well, so the percentage gains is what I kind of meant.
No, they do make percentage gains. For example, Bitfinex, I'm not sure which is BitMEX, if I'm not wrong, I don't know. They let you do almost 50-time leverage. So what that means is 50 or 100-time leverage, at least. I'm not sure. So you can take $100 and you can buy crypto worth, I think so, $10,000. Yeah, $10,000. So if it goes 1% up, your $100 literally becomes $200. But if it goes 1% down, your $100 becomes vapor.
Wow. Yeah, and then it's gone.
Then it's gone, man. I think so. There's a really interesting bot on Twitter, which shows this really funny tweets when there's a huge change in the price, and it'll say, "Oh, this many people got decapitated, this many people got liquidated." It's really fun, like master kill, super kill, something like that. And I'll share the link with you. Really fun. Cool. Yeah.
So what are your thoughts on where the space is going right now? I mean, with this bear market, if you kind of zoom out and look at the, 1 year or 2 year trend, if you really want to go long on the charts, what's it sort of looking like to you in the long-term perspective?
Man, I'll be serious. Crypto is not going anywhere. Like, this is just like, how do I say? I don't know. It's very tough to see the future from here. But I feel honestly, crypto is not going anywhere. I mean, as I said, the decentralizing thing is catching on like crazy. I don't see the way I see it. All the governments around the world, they are trying to find a way to make this legal within the existing framework. Everyone is talking about, okay, so what do we need to do to make it legal? What do we need to make it compatible to existing laws? Nobody's talking about stopping. Like, just think about it, right? If, for example, Europe says we're not going to do anything on blockchain, hell, the other countries will go ahead with it. It's like the guy who stops it, he's stopping. He's the one who will lose. So I'm sure countries like US and China and Japan, they will not stop crypto from growing, because if they stop it and other countries go ahead with it, then they're losing.
Same thing with like the space war, Russia and the U.S. We spent a lot of fucking money getting to the moon before Russia, and I feel like the same incentives happening with blockchain technologies, to where you're right, governments are going to start funding it more than hating it, because if they do, other countries are going to become have the advantage. And it's already starting to happen, unfortunately. A lot of, like the U.S. has basically pushed a lot of great companies and projects out, and they're starting to innovate in other countries where they were welcome. Look what happened with Binance in Japan. Now they're in Malta. And they're one of the
Right.
biggest fucking exchanges for cryptocurrencies in the world. And Japan lost out on that for, I think, a deal with Yahoo. Fucking idiots.
No, seriously, man. Like the way it works is you underestimate something till you cannot ignore it anymore. A lot of people are showing. A couple of days back, I read the thing about Warren Buffett. He was telling it's a rat poison, but recently he just came up with a much more milder word for crypto. He was not that abusive towards Bitcoin or stuff. He was like, yeah, people should be careful. This doesn't have value. Maybe you should think about it. No more, rat poison anymore.
Well,
So yeah,
Bitcoin maybe, but they're all happy about blockchain. That's the real thing, right? Like, Bitcoin's a scam, but blockchain, we really should look into this.
how do you separate them? I mean, you cannot hire a blockchain without incentivizing mechanism. You cannot, like, if you have a couple of servers in some place and say this is our blockchain, it's not blockchain, this is your server. I mean, where is the whole decentralizing, censorship resistant? Where is that thing? You need to have it on a public. And if you want a public to maintain a blockchain, you need to have an incentivizing mechanism that's monetary benefit. So
Exactly. I think Andreas Antonopoulos says it. I can't remember his exact quote. I don't want to misquote him. Damn. But he touches on this a lot, and I don't know. I think a lot of the projects in the space are just gonna do it anyway. They're gonna rebel, and if you don't open source, I'm gonna choose to use a project that is just like yours that is open source. So it's gonna be really cool to see a lot of these projects that are open source be gobbled up, like Matryoshka dolls. It's kind of happening a little bit with like Litecoin and Bitcoin. Where you have Dash and all the forks like Pivx, and I don't know. It's just really cool to see a lot of the innovation that's happening because of the suffocation. So maybe it was a good thing, right now that we had to go through like this period where it was kind of like an underground thing, and it wasn't so mainstream. Because now it's starting to become a little bit more mainstream, and it may not be where we're at without the struggle. We've come a long way, and I think it's because of the struggle crypto has had, because of the hardships governments imposed. So we're stronger now because of it, and now it's almost unstoppable. I would say it is unstoppable.
I think so. The whole idea about the U.S. debt and education loan and stuff in U.S. that's what's making more and more youth come into this. I don't know. I keep an eye on the U.S. debt issue, and the student loan. The millenniums who have huge loans. So I think so. That's what's making a lot of the youth come into more of let's say more into the decentralized thing.
Can you turn off the screen share real quick? We can start to wrap things up here.
Sure, man.
So when you head to work, you said you're a mechanical engineer, right? Is there any people that you're working with that are interested in cryptocurrencies? I'm wondering like what your conversations are like with your friends that aren't really in, but they're interested in how that goes.
To be very honest, it's very bad. I mean, last the whole year I had to literally suffer the abuse. Like they kept reminding me of the drop.
The I told you so?
Exactly. Can I have 1 minute?
Yeah, no problem, bro. The life of a dad. It's all good, bro. We understand.
Well, you remember the thing which happened with the BBC reporter? Do you remember that?
What do you mean? Remind me.
Okay, so just check it out on YouTube. There was a BBC reporter. He was commenting about something regarding, I think so, North Korea or something, and all of a sudden his kid just starts, running in from background.
Oh yeah, with the nanny just drags the kid out of the room. I do remember that.
It reminds me of that same thing, My kid is like trying to jump into the whole conversation.
So you're dealing with a lot of your friends telling you "I told you so," and I guess they're kind of more skeptical now than ever. Did you have any of the friends that said if the price comes down, I'll buy, and now that it has, their attitude changed? Because I feel like that was most of my friends. They were like, "Well, when Bitcoin comes down, I'll buy some," and I'm like, "Hey guys, the price is down," and they'll be like, "Oh, I heard it's dead," and I'm like, "You guys don't understand."
No, in my case, I made post a couple of my friends to invest, and now I don't talk much about price because the moment I talk about it, they remind me. Really, you want to go back to the same discussion again? I'm like, okay, just hold on to them. You'll thank me later. You know?
Right, exactly.
Yeah. So I forced a couple of my friends to get into Ethereum because as I told you, I really like the Ethereum community and Bitcoin. So I made my friends get into Bitcoin when it was around I think it's $400 approximately.
Well, I'm definitely
So
going to be checking out this beta.cent.co. It's like Steam it on Ethereum's blockchain.
yeah, yeah, it's really fun. Just spend some time. Maybe you know about it more than me because I didn't spend much time. I earned maybe like hardly $1 or $2 on it. I don't know, even less than that maybe because they have this small task like they ask you filter this thing for us or do something for us, and when you do that, they just credit the money, and it's all on chain. So what I understand is there's nobody stopping you from getting your money. You do the thing and you get the money or something. So people go there and say, "Hey, I need more followers, so just follow me on Twitter," and then voila, you get more Twitters. I mean, you get more followers. So stuff like that.
So I could, oh, so I see. It's more like a bounty service where I could say, I'll give you guys 5 cents to follow me on Twitter, and I can say the max is $10. So, people will follow me on Twitter or retweet or give me a review. I'm checking this out. That's pretty cool.
Cool, man. I appreciate it. I hope you
I
like it.
appreciate you showing me it, man. So let everybody know where they can find you and what you're up to, and maybe a little elevator pitch again about some of the projects you're working on to kind of recap so we can, let them know.
Definitely, man. I'll give a like. I'll come back to the show and I'll give you a proper tutorial about my app when it's launched. Maybe this is the perfect place to launch it. So presently, I'm working on two things. One is cryptohold.in and tradeplan.io. Cryptohold.in is very much self-explanatory, and I already showed you how it does. It basically helps you compare the change in price since you purchased. So if you have purchased any coin at a particular price, it tells you how much you have gained or how much you have lost compared to that relative to the market. It's really cool. Just check it out. Trade Plan is going to be the best, inshallah, the best technical screener in the market. You will love it. You will really. I like to under promise and over deliver. I'm sure I will be able to do that. I'll make you proud. That's the way to say it.
All right, guys, well, check out the sites. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and let's start a discussion. So the first site here is cryptohodl.in, and then we have tradeplan.io. So go ahead and check those out. Let me know what you think in the comments section. And yeah, man, I much appreciate you coming on the podcast, bro. Whenever you have any updates or anything, feel free. You know where the link is on my Twitter. It's pinned right there. You can come on the podcast anytime, bro. I much appreciate it.
Thanks, man. Thanks for having me.
Hey
Thank you.
guys, no problem, man. Hey guys, don't forget to share this live stream podcast, share it out on social media. Don't forget to drop some comments, give me some feedback, let us know what you're thinking, and don't forget, most importantly, have a day.